But Andrew Yang mentioned something on that it cost $400,000, over $400,000 per year to support one person in prison in New York. Like when I heard that number, it was really confusing to me. Like that it cost that much, $400K per person. And it was really refreshing to hear a politician describe a particular problem with data, that this is this prison industrial complex, whatever the hell it is. And whether the solution, it's unclear what the solution is. I think he has solutions, but just the honesty of presenting that information was refreshing. And I'm not sure a capitalistic person would solve that. Those kinds of problems he might make worse. And I'm not, I'm a huge fan of capitalism. I think the free market is the way we make progress in this world, but it seems to go wrong in certain directions, like the military industrial complex, the prison, anything that ends with industrial complex. Mm-hmm. And so I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if all of the problems, you're basically saying, let's put New York's problems aside. We need to have New York shine first to do what it does best.
Essentially, yeah.
And then the problems will fix them. And then we can focus on the problems. But if you just say like, here's a problem, here's a problem, here's a problem, let's make sure we have the safety net that protects against all of these kinds of problems. That's going to kill the city, the spirit of the city that is, in your biased opinion, the Rome of the world. Yeah. That said, a lot of people are fleeing New York.
Yeah, that's why I say it. That's the reality of the situation is, I'm all for the public good, but yeah, there needs to be, back to that Greek expression, pan metron ariston. I also think the free market is responsible for progress. I think it's the most natural thing, the thing that's most aligned with human nature, which is self-interest. And which I believe, not to the extent that Ayn Rand would, but I do believe people are mostly self-interested, especially with one gun to the head. Morals are out the window. It's about survival. So, create a system that respects that and acknowledges that. But socialism works very well, at least right now, as a check, as to temper the excesses of capitalism, and in certain scenarios is the more appropriate system, in a vacuum. So one being prisons or, governance, parks.
Maybe even, and this is a difficult one, but in healthcare, it's unclear what's right. There's a lot of debates there.
Yeah, doctors want boats.
Yeah, so I guess you're voting for AOC, you're saying.
No, I'm not voting for AOC, but I do. It's just a tough one. That's a tough one. But ultimately, the Hippocratic Oath, it's like, how do you turn people away, man? How do you do that to people? It's like, it's a tough thing to reconcile helping people, curing people with the marketplace. It's just, I can understand why that one's so tough. And then you got hypochondriacs, of course, who drain the system. Like people who have anxiety, like me, who had COVID and called 14. I called 14 ambulances.